I'm David Monago. Have you ever wished that you had a backyard vegetable garden, but you didn't have the knowledge, experience, or time to bring your sprouts to light? Many of us would like to feed our families fresh and local meals, but it can be hard with the constraints of everyday life. It's much easier to go to the grocery store and buy fruits and vegetables from thousands of miles away and consider starting a garden next year. This is why I'm starting Community Roots, to bring back the satisfaction of growing your own vegetables and make it easier for all of us to know exactly where the food on your plate came from, your very own backyard. Community Roots is an organic, edible landscaping service that installs and maintains raised bed vegetable gardens on our customers' property. I like to compare us to traditional landscapers, except instead of planting shrubs and mowing your lawn, we plant vegetable gardens and tend-year tomato plants. On top of these services, we offer a few things that set us above our competitors. In addition to installations and on-call consultation, we offer a monthly membership subscription to our online educational forum that brings more of a social aspect to gardening. Finally, we offer a full maintenance membership package that includes all of these services. So you can let our certified professionals do the work for you while still receiving all the benefits of having a garden without breaking a sweat. We've opted to go organic not because of the moral reasons behind it or because I'm an environmental studies student, but because of such encouraging trends in the organics market. Over the years, there's been a boom in the sales of organic food from $6 billion in the year 2000 to $27 billion in the year 2010. Now, to enter this lucrative market, we have to start somewhere. That's why we're focusing on the high-end customers before we move into other markets. Our initial target market is residential homeowners in the Washington, D.C. area with an annual household income of $200,000. To maximize our effectiveness, we cater specifically to family households who have an affinity for health consciousness, environmental stewardship, and having closer, more tightly woven relationships. Even though our mission is to build stronger and healthier communities, we still have to pay the bills. And we can do that. Assuming modest first-year sales of 25 units, we would see revenues of $56,000 and a net income of $20,000. In year 2, we foresee 50% growth with revenues of $92,000 and a net income of $40,000. For further growth, within the next 5 years, we expect to have enough working capital to start our own line of covers. This will lower our costs, which will allow us to lower our pricing on installations. With a lower upfront cost for our customers, we'll be able to reach more middle-income families and secure more sales. But to really expand our reach, in the future we'll be profitable enough for investors to start franchising throughout the Northeast, to reach markets even more interested in local foods. During my time at UVM, it's become clear to me that there's never been a better time than now to combine these two fields into one. By building a solid business structure around this premise, we can decrease the environmental impact of food production by moving it closer to home. We can improve our connection with the food we eat by allowing our children to see how it's grown. And we can build stronger communities by increasing our resilience to outside factors and move us just one step closer to being self-sufficient. In closing, when you leave to go home to dinner tonight, promise yourself that you'll never be subjected to another poorly grown, inadequately treated vegetable from thousands of miles away. Remember that you have a choice. Remember your community roots. Thank you.
Tell us about what it costs a customer. If I'm one of those families, sure. What's it going to cost me?
Sure. So it depends on what you like. If you like an installation, up to a 4x10 garden, you can get for $800.
That's for the season? Or?
That is for the one flat rate for our installation.
Okay.
If you'd like to have our monthly membership, which is the package online educational form, $75 a month, which actually includes discounts on future installations and consultation as well. Consultation is $60 an hour. If you're a member, you get 30% off on that. And then the full maintenance membership, all that's included for $450 a month.
On a 4x10.
Up to a 4x10. Certainly, if you'd like something 2 gardens, we discount that at 15% each additional. No. In our region, in the DC area, nothing close. There are a few other companies across the nation. I think there's one in Chicago. The closest one to what we do is in Seattle, and they actually don't provide any service.
So you have a solution for other families
Yes. Yes, we can certainly do something on a smaller scale as well.
How can you call it?
Organic, well, there is one certification. Up until our full maintenance package, we wouldn't really have to get the certification. But since we're actually doing the work on their property, we would have to get an organic certification, and that's just a $500 fee.
But does it take 4 years to get organic certification on a piece of property?
We don't own any property. That's what's so good about it. We're building raised bed gardens, and in and of itself, we can make, so long as we make sure that everything in that system is organic, that's okay.
So you start with organic materials.
Yes, absolutely.
David, on the full service package, that's $450 per month.
It is.
And how many months per year?
The growing season in the DC area is about 7 months.
Why wouldn't you go to a community that has a 12-month growing cycle?
Number one, that's probably in California, I would imagine. I don't really have any like on-the-ground connections in California. In this area, I have a number of friends who are really ingrained in the community, and we can really get started there. That's why I would move to that area. I would also imagine that people in that market would be more interested in gardening already. So we're trying to talk to people who really aren't that able to garden, just because it's kind of a barrier to entry to get up and running.
Return on investment would be twice as good, right?
I'm sorry.
If you have a 12-month growing period, the yield from the gardens would be
Right, and certainly if we start franchising in the Northeast, maybe we can start thinking about the West
for the south.
or the South even.
Yeah, how do you think of with a $450 price tag per month?
Sure.
How does that compare to other expenses that a family might have? And how did you come up with that as a price?
Sure. So we did a little bit of research in the area, done a few surveys, took a look at what they were already spending on landscaping services, and it was maybe 2 to 5 times that per month. So what we're looking at is, came up with about $450. We're not necessarily trying to push our full maintenance membership package 100%. We're really in it to get people gardening themselves. But if they don't have enough time, or they have enough money to buy our services, then certainly we're going to do that.
How much do you provide marketing? How do you market? How do you take it to market?
Sure. So first we would start on the ground. I am a decent salesman. I would be going to different farmers markets. I'd be going to different community events, big exhibitions. We'd be doing that. Also, we'd be putting out flyers. We'd be doing advertising in local, kind of like healthy living or a city market. So people that are already interested in local or organic foods can really see our product front and center. On top of that, the person on site doing this gardening work, our neighborhood farmer, we're looking for someone who can really be the face of the organization, and these are going to be people most likely that are already farming in the Maryland area and that are graduating from UMD or the Extension Service in Montgomery County. So we're envisioning that the person, the face of the organization, beyond me, will have good connections in the area.
Have you thought about how you can scale this a bit more?
Sure.
I saw you can do a year or two total revenue of $90,000.
Yes.
Then you have a lot of startup costs.
Right.
There's a lot of effort going into this. 2 years down the road, making close to $92,000. What can you do to scale it more in that market? Because I understand if you go to a second market to full growth, there's
Right.
additional people costs in that second market.
Right.
So you won't be really getting, you won't be gaining anything.
Okay.
So, my question is, I think your number or your target has to be, they won't love that. So I don't think it is.
would say there's probably 3 different points for scaling. Number one, if we're in a certain market, the more we get in around that certain market, the lower our costs are because we don't have to buy too many additional trucks. We don't have to buy that many more storage centers. On top of that, we also have the online services, so we can scale that many times over. And then finally, the franchising model, where we can, once we've built up the market as much as we can, where we think we can move on, we're going to start franchising. And even though there's going to be many more costs, the startup costs of getting the web development down, which is going to be very expensive, we'll already have that under our belt. So I think that those 3 will really help us scale in the future.
Well, $90,000 in revenue, how many employees would be
There would be 1 neighborhood farmer. What we're looking at is for additional installations. Let's say we rack up a lot of sales in the winter between 2 seasons. We were looking at, it might be cheaper, don't know about the quality, we have to try it out. We're looking at subcontracting for the actual installation of the gardens. Past that, be about 30, give or take, of the full maintenance monthly. We can manage those on a reasonable scale, so we can visit all of those without having to hire 10 employees. We would only have a handful at the max.
Have you looked at, there's maybe a suggestion,
Sure.
well-run landscaping businesses, or ones that are beyond, just a single family or a single area as a benchmark to understand how to think about your costs? Have you done that yet?
The landscaping industry around there, I've talked to some around here, like Landshapes, I just talked to them the other day. I haven't done that much research on the landscaping industry. So I haven't done that much.
Yeah, the reason why I suggest is I suspect that some of these families will probably look at this as a substitute for part of their
Right.
landscaping budget.
Right.
And maybe something to keep in mind about the array of services is that someone's spending $1,000 a month to have their lawn done because they likely don't have the time and interest, but they're going to have the time to actually, they have the interest, but they have the time to actually garden.
Right. And what we're looking at is we're really trying to differentiate ourselves both with the web aspect and our neighborhood farm. If you're getting an installation or the full maintenance package, we're really trying to hire someone that we can have be the face of our organization. So your landscaping service, I have one, but I don't really speak with them that often. It's not very very personable interaction. With our neighborhood farmer, we're looking to make them more friendly and make it more of a value than just another landscaping service. We're really trying to differentiate ourselves between just a regular landscaping service and something that really adds to your family.
So I guess, kind of in line with the question just asked, if you set aside the concern of adding this to your landscaping bill, and you say, well, maybe we'll offset the property bill.
Right.
I do the math, and it works out on a weekly basis to about a $30 grocery shop bill. Do you think the vegetable yield would be that much? So it's not.
Absolutely. And also, if you get just one raised bed garden, that's fine. If you get the more you get, even though a higher upfront fee for the installation, it makes it more manageable as you keep going. So if you get 2 gardens, it's going to be better than 1, and your yield is going to be much higher, and it will subsidize your grocery bill that you already paid for.
And if you have a max earlier.
We've been hedging against that. What we're looking at is different insurance costs and really making sure that the families that we work for, that every danger in the environment is really tried to be accounted for. And even though it is an environment, we can't control that. We're going to do our best to make sure that it's as little of a factor as possible. So if it takes us to really work doubly as hard to make sure that the gardens are still intact, so be it. Thank you very much. So we'll let our judges take some time to write down their notes and thoughts, and then we'll end the press conference.